matter if you're like Snake, if you're Ganon, if you're slower than Zero Suit, he's gonna try to make you feel like it. Options like that are would certainly be something. Going for some of these raw Wizard's Foot, but there's only so many times that you can try and catch your opponent off guard, and it looks like the Lights just isn't having any of it right now. Negative on hit, huh?
Sure is.
I like that attempt to. I like some of these mix-ups. He's really trying to swing for some Hail Marys, because you kind of have to in a matchup where ZSS natively limits how many times she's going to get hit. But I mean, it's a tough one. It's a tough one.
It's not even the ZSS limits it. It's just that. That's just ZSS. It's not like ZSS needs to do something. The character is so fast and has a very skinny hurt box, so just by the virtue of ZSS as a character. MattBro really needs to try to work his way in. He needs these. If he gets a hit, he needs to confirm off of it. 84% off the up smash, but even that's not enough with how tough this is in the neutral. Just gonna get side beat, and that is stock one, and it did not look like very much fun.
These up smashes are going to be huge. They might prove to be a little bit of a difference maker in a matchup like this, because he's been able to find a lot of these landings that Lights has been doing, and the jump after the neutral getup. Just throw out a couple of nairs, see if you can catch people slipping, and Lights certainly was. This game finds itself back to even, and even more so now. Wow, it's quick 60. Huge for Ganon. Very, very big on that front, because you need these leads to make ZSS start to scrap with you. You still have to respect some of these flip jump shenanigans. Luckily got the reverse hitbox, but how quickly things can fade.
Yeah. How quickly things can fade. How quickly they can just go downhill.
This is the life of a Ganon main. Like, oh, you got a nice neutral tech read and got 60, then your opponent invalidated you for the rest of the stock.
Then your opponent decided you weren't allowed to play the video game, and you just said, yeah, that's fine. Because what else are you going to say?
Just have to hold
gotta get that nice, the nice slam there, but not fighting much off of it. It's just, the second he gets a hidden advantage, Chris either flip kicks out of it, or finds a way just to use the air mobility to not deal with it whatsoever. A lot of forward airs here as well. Can kind of just fade back. We're gonna catch the fade, actually. Gonna find the out smash there. We'll see what else he can get done. Already at 92% and deep off stage.
Okay, there was a universe there where he just did down air to try and catch the lack of flip jump. Not saying it's the universe we live in. It's definitely not.
No.
As the game does close out after the fully charged Paralyzer. But Lights definitely being surprisingly overzealous after seeing the air dodge come out from MattBro, looking to end the game here and now, and it almost cost him, but ZSS is a skinny girl.
Certainly is. The universe we live in, is not that universe. The universe we live in is a JV2, where ZSS just kind of asserted their will. I would not be surprised here if we see a counterpick to Wolf from MattBro, because I know MattBro does have a Wolf. So if we're going to see a counterpick, I guarantee... Oh, never mind. We're seeing Pyra Mithra.
Okay.
Which is not something I have any knowledge on, so it's going to be interesting to see how this one plays out. ZSS and Mithra kind of play very similarly. They play fast, they press you. None of their options are too high damaging in itself, but they can just string so many things together, either with true combos or just, advantage strings. Whereas Pyra's just Ganon, got a big ol' sword, and they're gonna swing it.
And the best part about this character is that you can play Mithra for so long. Like Zero Suit, I mean, as you mentioned, the Mithra and Zero Suit play a very similar game and have very similar win conditions. But the difference is Mithra has a sword, and it's pretty important in a matchup against Zero Suit, who range can mean everything. It's why Zaire is such an important tool to Zero Suit's kit. That being said, getting immediately to 93 after a potential, a very close call from MattBro with the missed edge guard means that Pyra's going to be out and probably, oh, never mind, not here to stay. These switches are very clutch to avoid some damage, but you're still on ledge.
Yeah, you're pretty much always going to want to switch to Mythra when you're off stage because the recovery is less punishing. The main thing, though, is that Mythra is actually slightly lighter than Pyra is, so that's sometimes when you're at a disadvantage, you might want to switch to Pyra if you think you're in danger of losing your stock, but Lice is just playing so careful right now, fading back on shield anytime he's in slight danger of getting punished, and going for these deep edge guards.
Yeah, this isn't really looking all that pretty. Luckily, got caught in the dodge there, so not getting buried. But this is Light saying, yeah, I know that you're a Ganon player, so you got Ganon fundamentals drilled into your brain. Like there's not a lot of movement without hitboxes that come out from MattBro, and that's even if you're as safe as Mythra can be on whiff, you're still whiffing, and ZSS has powerful tools to get around that and properly punish.
Yeah, Mythra, like you're pointing out, Mythra is very on whiff is one of the best characters in the game. ZSS is probably the best character when it comes to whiff management in the game.
Yeah.
So it's like, what are you gonna do about it? Gonna go for the Avian shield, but has a really tall mountain to climb here. With Lights playing as well as they are, constant mix-up of aggression and playing more passive. But
yeah, it's like his neutral is like he's gonna play back, he's gonna poke with Zaire, try to keep you out with F tilt, but then he gets that hit and he takes you for a ride.
Yeah.
Like the insanity of Lights on hit right now is something that is super hard for MattBro to keep up with because surprisingly enough, he doesn't have the damage of Ganon to be scary, and a lot of Mythra's combos are really just frame traps, and you have to be aware of when to start frame trapping to make the most out of it. Oh, flip jump.
I think Pyra Mythra is a very scary character, but it's a character that you need to have knowledge of, I think. And I don't know if MattBro really has that knowledge of the combo routes and frame traps you want to go for.
At the very least, Mythra absolutely needs a little bit of time to find the optimal damage because her damage output can be a little bit low if you don't put in the work. Pyra you can just start swinging aerials, but she's slow, and ZSS mollywops slow characters.
Yeah, without a doubt. And this is looking pretty curtains here from MattBro. I mean, if you can find a stock with Pyra here, there's a chance. Because Pyra and Mythra are very oppressive characters, but he's going to need to find the perfect opening, and ZSS can kind of just choose not to interact. We're at 3 minutes, so if it really gets down to it, Lights can just camp this out and go to a timeout.
Certainly on the table most of the time for Lights. I'm surprised he didn't just go for something standard, but Pyra's just...
So he might have just run up for the up B or up smash there, but either way, he's going to be able to take that stock and the